Okay, remember that they're changing my voice. This video is about Deuteronomy chapter 27. Now again, you have to make the distinction between true action-based praise from the sane, from those who are sane enough to be in the divine order, from everyone who's approaching that. Because some people are trying to praise me in their own way while they accept the boundaries of the beast. And you have to make the distinction between them and those who are actually in the divine order, who are actually praising me. And also a third group of people who are too scatterbrained, stupid, childish, and immature. So obviously they don't know what they're talking about, they don't know what they're doing, or they wouldn't be interfering with my videos. Thank God I don't go to their churches, mosques, or synagogues, or their atheist groups, New Age, agnostic, occult. Thank God I'm not part of the LGBT community, what have you. Even if you don't know what's going on here, it should be very clear to you that other people are not worthy to lead. I don't feel sorry for people who are not smart enough to see that other people aren't worthy to lead. There's no excuse for that. There's no excuse. Okay, so they build an altar at Mount Ebal with stones, right? The stones to build a reject isn't building an altar or some, or just going to some church, mosque, or synagogue. The stone to build a rejected is the principles of obeying God through me, right? Whether you connect to the stones of the temple, the altar, David and Goliath, stoning people to death, what have you, you get the same thing. It has to be in the divine order and for the divine order, right? Which obviously is for God. Okay, so they build an altar at Mount Ebal, and the stones are said to be coated with plaster, and they're field stones. And so they have burnt offerings and fellowship offerings that they eat for a certain kind of spirit in the air is the idea. And again, keep in mind these stories are just stories and it's figurative and so on and so forth. And obviously they're doing things to try to make me angry so they can try to pretend that their explanations are magically better, and it's very pathetic. It's very pathetic that they do magic and witchcraft. It's stupid. The rituals of the Catholic Church are not accepted by God. Neither are the Orthodox or the Jews or the Muslims or the Protestants or anyone else. Okay, they're just mere human rules, customs, and traditions. Mark 7 should have made it very clear to all of them why not to do that. Even if they're not Christians, if they're a Jew, for example, it should be very clear. Mere lip service, like Isaiah said, hypocrites, hypocrites, hypocrites. Okay, so it lists people who are cursed, and obviously everyone who cheats me on my right to lead is cursed, but they take the time to specifically mention certain types, right? Okay, someone who makes an idol in secret, right? And sets it up with skilled hands, so someone scrambles to try to make it seem like they're superior to me, try to make it seem like their spirit is superior to what it obviously isn't, which is God, right? It's very stupid of them to do those things. Very stupid, very immature, very pathetic. Thank God I'm not following them. Thank God. Those who dishonor their parents by cheating me on my right to lead, for example. Those who moves the neighbor's boundary stone by cheating me out of my right to lead, for example. Those who lead the blind astray, right? The blind leading the blind into a pit, right? And when people cheat me out of my right to lead, they're spiritually blind. Those who deny justice to the foreigner, the fatherless, and the widow, when they cheat me out of my right to lead, they're denying them justice. You can see how it's all connected to that, right? I'm the stone the builder has rejected. I'm the chief cornerstone, the chief principle they're supposed to follow. There's no way to obey God without obeying God through me. Those who sleeps with their father's wife, does bestiality, sleeps with their sister, sleeps with their mother-in-law. Okay. Those who accept a bribe to kill an innocent person. Again, remember, one who's slack in their work is brother to one who destroys. So if somebody chooses to find their life in this world, by default, they're part of the spirit of killing my flesh, which obviously is dumb. Now, ask yourself, can you be some kind of brute force wizard worm? Okay, controlling the brute force idiots, what have you, the crowd, Baal Hamona, Baal of the crowd, and persecuting the Son of God and killing his flesh, and somehow, triumph over God and his Son. It can't be done. God made the world in the first place. He gave you the option to choose hell in the first place, especially by screening me out. So that's not a battle you can win. No insight, no plan. can succeed against the Lord. God set me apart and said, if you contend with my son, you're contending with me. And you and your offspring are done. What kind of a stupid elf wizard worm would take that route? What kind of a stupid knucklehead? A stupid Ichabod Crane? What kind of a dumb Nazi? What kind of a dumb, foolish, worldly dog, worm, jackal, weasel, wolf, viper would say, hey guys, let's screen out Jesus and let's try to look good to a bunch of dumb idiots who are dumb enough to keep reproducing. Okay, now let's think about the types of people who keep reproducing, because you people don't get this. It is infuriating that you don't get this. And they're like, well, if we hack his brain, we can seem bad to each other. Some old Freemason with a diaper and an apron, we can try to impress him by hacking his brain. We're keeping you from getting mad, pal. We're keeping you from getting mad. Okay, it's stupid. So then we seem like we're tougher when we're mad. Yeah, G.I. Joe. Right, retarded. So what kind of idiots in the military? What kind of emos, K-pop? What kind of, corporate worms? What kind of, corrupt cops? Okay, what kind of people, rock and roll, rappers with no higher cause, thugs with no higher cause, goons, biker gangs, okay, squares, boring. Miss the point of life. Like, get a life, you squares. Get some character and actually be moral instead of playing the devil's game, the colonial game of worms, and get a life, you boring square. The Lord weighs the heart and the motives and the life. Your life is wicked and boring while you pretend to be just. You don't have any heart. You're just a worm. Just a coward. And the Luciferian spirit, square and Lucifer are very much connected. Square and compass, Freemason, there you go. Lucifer, Luciferian doctrine, Luciferian boundaries, just a punk. When you look at who keeps reproducing, they are all female dogs, we'll say. They're all unruly little girls that never grew up. Male and female alike, just complete punks, cowards, punks. It's painful to even think about such cowards.